Dynamic Audio, Tulsa's newest destination for your home audio and video needs, specializing in custom integration and control of lighting, heat and air, and security for your home. From system design to installation, Dynamic Audio will walk you through each step of any size project. At Dynamic Audio, we provide what people desire most, customer service and a buying experience like no other. We invite you to come by and see for yourself what our existing clients are already talking about. Located at 101st and Yale in the shops of Seville.
When you hear the piano of Ramsey Lewis and the voice of Michael McDonald, you know you've found the smoothest place on your radio. Smooth jazz. You know Kenny G. And you know Earth, Wind, and Fire. You're definitely in good company on the smoothest place on your radio with Smooth Jazz, CD 103.7.
Since 1996, Chef Michael Fusco has entertained guests with a delectable menu selection and a wonderful dining experience. Michael Fusco's Riverside Grill is his latest creation, welcoming guests for a truly flavorful menu selection where everything is cooked to order by the finest chefs. Winner of the Wine Spectator Award, Michael Fusco's Riverside Grill offers pages of complimentary and unique wine selections. Michael Fusco's Riverside Grill, 9912 Riverside Parkway, 394 Chef.
Boy, Chris, the Mayo Hotel is an icon here in Tulsa.
Beautiful. It's been here since 1925.
And
Yes.
we have with us Macy Snyder, who's going to tell us a little bit about the building. Your family has owned this building since 2001.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Mayo Hotel?
Well, anybody famous that you can think of, especially anybody that was involved in the oil business during the 20s, 30s, 40s, anybody that was a celebrity during those times has stayed at the Mayo Hotel. Everybody from Elvis Presley to J. Paul Getty, and a lot of them actually even lived here in the Mayo Hotel.
How cool. And from an architecture standpoint, Chris, what do you notice? I mean, we're sitting here in this beautiful ballroom. What have you noticed as you've walked through the building with your architect eyes?
Well, they just don't have details like this anymore, and you can see the details of the ballroom. Very expensive to do on today's standards, and I know you guys have had a lot of money put into this hotel to renovate it. So I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what all you've done.
Well, this is the Crystal Ballroom, and this is probably the most important room in the hotel. This is the one room that never really underwent any big renovations throughout its time, whereas like the lobby in the 50s, they added a floor to make it 2 stories, whereas this room didn't undergo that much renovation. So when we started this in May of 2008, this room was in really bad shape. The roof is above here, so you can only imagine 20, almost 30 years of the building sitting here with water leaks and no air and heat. It really was wear and tear on this space, especially compared to any other area of the building. So instead of fixing the plaster that existed, we actually had a company come down and they documented the existing plaster and then shipped it and duplicated the pieces. So although these are not the original pieces of plaster, they are exactly what hung here from the beginning when the building was built in 1925.
I would love for my dining room to look like this. Anyway, go ahead, I'm sorry.
What's amazing to me is your family bought this building for $250,000, which is, there's some detached garages in Midtown that cost that much.
And we actually didn't even buy the building for $250,000. Technically, we bought the parking lot behind it, and the building came with it. So we technically, if you really think about it, got the building for free. But everybody thought we were crazy at that time. And I have to say, if it weren't for Vision 2025 and the BOK Center, there's no way this would have ever happened.
Right, because you got $4.9 million in 2025 money to do the lofts.
Yes,
right?
we got $4.9 million in Vision 2025 downtown housing funds, and that is a loan. We do pay it back over 10 years, but it was definitely a way to get started on the project while we were able to go get the rest of the funding to complete the whole building.
So part of it being hotel, part of it being lofts where people can actually live. How much is all this going to cost by the time you're finished?
It's about a $40 million renovation. We also got state and in federal and state tax credits because it is a historic renovation. Oklahoma has state tax credits. A lot of states do not. So we're lucky we live in Oklahoma. If it were not for the tax credits, there's no way this would be possible either.
We have hotel rooms and residences, 102 hotel rooms and 76 lofts.
Correct,
Still
and we
number?
have about 55 out of 76 apartments leased. The calls just keep coming in.
That's
I already
amazing. Yeah.
I already have about 30 of them occupied at this point. And Sunday night, this past Sunday, we had our first hotel guests in 30 years, which is a huge deal for Tulsa and for the Mayo. We had 65 guests stay here on Sunday night.
Now, I heard something about, let's see, we saw the restaurant downstairs. There's also a bar downstairs. And I heard something about a cigar bar or something. I was overhearing, listening to you talk to someone earlier.
The Penthouse, which is where all the celebrities would stay when they came to the Mayo Hotel. It's actually above this room on the 18th floor. That space is actually an event space. So you can rent it for events. And then residents that live at the Mayo have access to that space and the rooftop when it's not rented for events. It's very cigar bar-like. It won't be a bar open to the public, not just yet. We're going to focus on the downstairs bar and restaurant for now, and then see what happens with the rooftop.
So just one restaurant downstairs?
Yes, it's called Trula, which is actually, Trula was the longest resident of the Mayo Hotel. She lived here for 25 years, and she was kind of the socialite of the Mayo Hotel. When I met with Marjorie Mayo, I asked her if she knew Trula, and she said, oh, everybody knew Trula. So right when we heard that, we were like, well, we have to name the restaurant at the Mayo Hotel after somebody that was that important to the building. So the restaurant's Trula. We also have a bar in there, and we actually will open this Friday.
Already. It's beautiful down there. It looks like it's ready to open. A little dust from the construction, but other than that, ready to go.
People are amazed at how quick we've done this project because we started in May of 2008, and here we are September of 2009, and we're almost complete.
You hired a top chef to run the restaurant?
Yes, our chef is Neil Bailey. He's actually the former executive chef of the Willard Hotel in DC. So we're super lucky to have him here. I think Tulsa's lucky to have him here, and he's so excited to be here, and he's already fallen in love with Tulsa.
Do you have stars already waiting to book their rooms? Do you have events ready to kick off here?
Yeah, we have a lot of people banging at the door. We're in soft opening right now, so we're not necessarily taking reservations until end of September or October 1st, but we do have events booked. Our first wedding up here is October 3rd.
Excellent.
Well,
Well,
we wish you the most and much success with the renovation, and we appreciate what you're doing. It's a good thing you came along, or I'm afraid the Mayo would have had a wrecking ball in its future.
I know, it would have been
So,
sad to lose this.
It would have been
building.
terrible, so we're sure glad you came along.
And
Thank
as-
you, and we're lucky to have Tulsa behind us.
and as I've always heard, you know, you have that strong downtown, then you can have the spokes of the suburbs, and they remain strong as well. Let that downtown crater and kind of, you know, works its way out and ripples. So we're glad to have you helping our downtown Tulsa area.
Thanks for being here, May.
Thank you.
Hey Tulsa, this is Karen Ferguson with the Oklahoma Channel. I am here with one of our hosts, Joe Jones, and I just wanted to kind of take 60 seconds to get to know him a little bit better. I know him pretty well, not completely. I've got a few questions I'd like to have answered.
All right, bring him on.
Are you ready?
Bring
Are you
him on.
sure? All right.
Whatever.
Joe or Joseph?
Joe.
Make dinner or make a reservation?
Both.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I make dinner sometimes. I make a reservation other times. Usually I make a reservation when I'm with my children.
Oh, they don't like your cooking so much?
Not so much. They like my pasta, but that's all.
Mac and cheese, baby. Mac and cheese.
yeah.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Facebook. 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late?
Always 10 minutes early.
You're a
Always.
good man. Brookside or Bartlett Square?
Brookside.
Fly or drive?
I like to drive if I'm going within a day's trip. If it's longer than that, I have to fly. I can only stay in the car about 8 hours at a time.
You do that Route 66 thing?
I've tried that. I'm ignorant. I can't find out how it connects to
I'm
everybody.
ignorant.
I try to get on it and I end up on some other kind of route, but it's not 66.
It's not.
So yeah,
Okay, morning person or night person?
absolutely a morning person.
Wyatt Earp or Tombstone?
Tombstone.
Good man. Doc Holliday, baby.
Yes.
Steak
yes.
or sushi?
I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Steak or sushi?
Steak.
Okay. Text or call?
I like phone calls still. I text when I don't want to speak.
You're like Cindy.
Yeah,
The
I
only
know.
thing that you do is text me.
It's not necessarily I don't want to speak to you. I'm trying to drive and text at the same. No, I don't ever do that.
Oh,
No.
no.
I only I text when it has to be quick.
Has to be quick.
Yes.
And you know what? This had to be quick. And this
Okay.
has been 60 Seconds with the Oklahoma Channel.